Yes, dear learners, we are going to start from page number 9, first paragraph of lesson The Adventures of Tutu of book Moment of 9th class. When Tutu was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana. On Tutu's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause pulling at her halter. Halter means a rope or a strap worn around the neck, trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. Apparent means evident or clear. After some time, grandmother accepted the idea of keeping Tutu. He was then kept in the stable where a donkey Nana was housed. On his first night at the stable, grandfather made a visit to the stable to see how Tutu was behaving. He was surprised to see that Nana, without any reason, was pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from the bundle of hay. Grandfather gave a slap. Grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches. Haunches means back part of the body. And she jerked back. She moved back, jumped back suddenly, jerked back. Dragging Tutu with her, he had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. Tutu had fastened onto the donkey's long ears with his sharp teeth. So the two could never become friends. A great treat for Tutu during cold winter evenings was a large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other, as he had seen me doing, until he was into the water up to his neck. Now the author explained that Tutu would get a special treatment during the cold winter evenings. He would get a large bowl of water, warm water, for his bath. Tutu was clever enough to first test the temperature of water with his hands, then step into the bath by putting one foot first and then the other, just as he had observed the author do, until he was into the water up to his neck. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. Continuing with his narration, the author tells us that once Tutu was comfortable in the bath, he would take some soap in his hand and rub it all over himself and came out once the water became cold. He would go out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. He would then run as quickly as possible to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Tutu's feeling would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Tutu nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. So he felt hurt if anyone laughed at him and he would refuse to take bath. One day, an accident befell Tutu. He would have burnt himself totally had grandmother not seen him on time. What happened? A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Tutu, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while until the water began to boil. Tutu then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived and hauled him half boiled out of the kettle. So a tea kettle was kept on the fire for tea. Tutu thought of removing the lid and testing the water. The water was just warm enough for taking bath, and so he got into the kettle and with just his head sticking out. It was all very fine for some time, but as soon as the water started boiling, Tutu wanted to come out, but when he realized that it was cold outside, he would sit down inside again. He continued jumping up and down for some time till grandmother came to his rescue. She arrived there, she reached there, saw him and pulled out a half-boiled Tutu out of the kettle. If there is a part of the brain specially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Tutu. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. The author here had made a comment that if there was any part of the brain given to creating mischief, then that part was probably fully developed in Tutu. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of the aunts came near him, he made every effort to hold their dress and tear a hole into it. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in center of the dining table. Pulao was prepared and it was kept on the dining table in the center. We entered, all the family members entered to the dining room to find Tutu stuffing himself with rice. And what they found, that Tutu was stuffing himself with rice. My grandmother screamed, she started shouting, and Tutu threw a plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward and she received a glass of water in the face. When grandfather arrived, Tutu picked up the dish of pulao. He picked it up and made his exit and left the room through a window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree. So he just put the plate, took that plate and just went out of the room and sat on one of the branches of the jackfruit tree, the dish still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, and he was determined to finish every grain which was there in the plate. And then, in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him because she shouted at him, he threw the dish down from tree and chattered with delight and started laughing out of happiness when it broke into 100 pieces. Obviously, Tutu was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that. We were not well-to-do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Tutu back to him for only 3 rupees. By now, everybody, including grandfather, realized that Tutu could not be kept as a pet for too long. Obviously, the family could not afford to go on suffering such losses. Grandfather then decided to return him to the Tonga driver from whom he had bought it. He sold him back for 3 rupees. So the story conveys a message that baby animals look cute and we are tempted to keep them as pets. However, we should not get carried away by their prettiness because each animal has its own characteristics. Some animals like monkeys are very mischievous. They can cause a lot of damage if one is not careful with them. So one should not keep animals as pets unless one has adequate information and skill to train and handle them. However, animals thrive better in their natural habitat. Dear learners, you will get the question answers afterwards attached with this explanation. And if you click onto the I button of this link, you will get the explanation to the first part also. Thank you.